everyone. My name is Victoria Makanjuola, and I am the host of the Feel Your FeelingZ Podcast. This is the hashtag Misunderstood series, a series of interviews featuring Gen Z artists, musicians, TikTokers, influencers, friends, and much more. Today, I have on a very special person. Her name is Katia Hernandez, and we go back to our university days. And she's also a dancer and a creative. And I wanted to get her thoughts today about feeling misunderstood. And I think her input is very valuable. So, Kat, how are you feeling today, first of all?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's Sunday. We blessed and favored, highly favored. Definitely that.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
you feeling today?
You know what? I'm feeling good. I was feeling kind of like nervous earlier. I always feel I had a podcast episode before this, and I always feel a little bit jittery because I don't want my emotions to ever get in the way of like the message that's coming
Mm-hmm.
for this whole series. I've been just divinely guided, to be honest, by God, and I'm just the vessel to put it out there, but
Mm.
this to be an actual movement. So I'm very serious about this, and I know that some way somehow it's going to help the next person out there, and I'm just doing what God has told me to do.
And that's all you can do.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So we're just going to hop right into it. So,
Okay.
have you ever felt like you were misunderstood, and why?
Definitely yes. Definitely misunderstood. I wouldn't say necessarily as a child, but definitely more as I've grown into as my people say, my own skin. I've definitely felt misunderstood and I can kind of go through and say, oh, it's because of this, because of this, because of this. But in reality, when I look at it all, it's because I am a fierce believer of breaking the mold. Like, I don't believe in just doing something because someone says to do something. I'm constantly questioning, why do I have to do it like that? I don't want to do that like that. Why can't I do it like this? So it's always, um, I guess, a misunderstanding between me and who I want to be, and then like what the norm is.
Man, I'm just soaking that all in, and I forgot even to mention like where are you located right now? Because I'm
Right
in
now, I'm in Houston.
you're in Houston. Okay, yeah,
Hmm.
yes. Every time I think of Houston, I always think of like certain people you come to mind as well. So I need to.
That's okay. We know Beyonce come to
Mhm.
mind, Megan Thee Stallion come to mind, Bun B. All the greatest come out of Houston.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, what's one thing that other people don't know about you that you want them to know?
Hmm. Something that other people don't know about me. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty much an open book for the most part, but I feel like if you look at me, you wouldn't know this. I'm gonna keep going until somebody tells me yes. Everybody could tell me no, 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 but all it takes is one yes. So that's one thing that I feel like when you look at anybody, you be like, oh, they might be easy to give up. But no, like if somebody asked me what like that question, it would be, I'm gonna keep going until somebody tells me yes. And that's in anything in life because somebody will be intrigued at some point and they're gonna be like, you know what, let's give her a shot. So that's something that I will want people to know.
That's deep. That's deep. Once you know what you want, nothing can stop you to get to that point. That's a dangerous person right there. And
Yeah. And you was talking about being led by God, and I definitely feel the same way because like you said, I'm just a willing vessel. I go wherever I'm supposed to go, and this person might tell me no, but if God told me to do it, I'm gonna keep going until somebody else spoke, to God and was like, Send me somebody." Okay, God gonna be like, "Here she go.
that's
Just tell her yes."
that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What is the one person, place, or thing that makes you feel the most understood?
Dance, because at the end of the day, dance is not a race. Dance is not, well, it is a culture, but it doesn't have to be. Like, it's an expression, and there are really no words. So you can't be misunderstood by your words in dance because you don't speak, you just simply move. And movement is very powerful. It tells its own story. It kind of does its own thing. I don't really have to do too much, but allow my body to kind of express itself the way it needs to be expressed.
I will say like I've seen a lot of your dance videos. I know you used to dance a lot in college, and to the extent that you do now, I would love to hear like what all you do, what type of dance specifically, like get into all of that. But like I remember I see you have posts on your Instagram and your TikTok of your dancing, and like you can feel it when you dance. I can feel it. I can feel your passion and your energy and your enthusiasm. Like you have that spirit within you. So like this kind of off topic, but like where does that come from, and why do you love to dance so much?
That is 1000%. I feel like my gift from God. Like I fun fact, when I first started dancing, I had two left feet. Like I was probably like 6, I think I started
Oh,
dancing. And I couldn't, like, not to say that I couldn't, but you would tell me to go right, I would definitely go left. Or you would tell me to go up, I would definitely go back. I would do the opposite. Um, but I feel like it's definitely a gift because I don't ever like a lot of people in the dance industry will say that their journey within dance has been very stressful, painful, filled with a lot of disappointment. And I'm
mhm.
very blessed to say that I haven't. Like I simply um just have a love for movement. Like I just like to move, and that's even like in like life right now. Like right now, you can't tell, but I'm bouncing my feet and moving my hands. You know, I always have to move. So definitely, that's God's gift. Like that has nothing to do with me. I'll just take credit for the training of it, but as far as my love for it, that comes out from the man above. That has nothing to do with nothing else I do.
So are you more of like a hip hop, jazz, ballet? Like what's your go to style of movement?
My go-to would definitely be like modern hip hop. But I am trained in a whole bunch of different things. I think the last count was 14 different styles of dance that I'm trained in. But my go-to definitely modern and hip hop.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Make me want to move too. And what's one thing that you've created that helps others to understand you better?
So we were talking, well, you mentioned earlier, like, what am I doing now? So right now I'm I guess, assistant coach of a dance team out in Aldine ISD, which is an extension of Houston. At an elementary school, I'm the assistant coach of the Royal Diamonds at a elementary school named Caraway. And something that we do there is kind of pass along the gift of dance. So, growing up, like I was pretty much one of the only fearless girls, as you could say. Like I wouldn't shut down learning a new style or trying something new. I never really felt embarrassed to do those kinds of things. But I realized really early on that that was not the culture for everybody. Like, you know, people were scared and shy and timid and stuff. So, one of the things that I like to do with young dancers, especially, is to empower them so much so that when it comes to dancing, when it comes to performing, one, they don't feel nervous, and two, they know that they are the bomb.com and then some. Like,
Mm.
I love to instill that into the young dancers, period, but especially young dancers, because there's something so beautiful about seeing a little girl that loves to dance, and that's it. Like there is no nerves to it. There is no, oh, I'm shy, because we don't practice that. We practice embracing who they are, moving how they are led to move, and going about our day.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you answered all the serious questions. But I would love to hear what you would tell someone who is currently feeling misunderstood that maybe doesn't have the confidence that they would like to right now, but they
Hmm.
like you, who is very confident in her craft and who she is. Like, what would you tell that person?
Um, I think the best advice that I could tell a person that might feel misunderstood is people are already watching you. You might as well give them a show. Like you're misunderstood already. So people are I'm not gonna say all people, but people are looking, people are trying to see what you're doing. You might as well put on the show. And I mean that in a very confident way. Like, okay, so you feel misunderstood, and whether it be your life, your art, your craft, something that you want to do, and you feel like, oh well, ain't nobody gonna look at it, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to me. Yes, they are. Make them, give them a show.
Mm-hmm. Round of applause. Round of
That's what
applause.
I would tell them.
I and that's something I feel like I needed to hear that too, because a lot of times as a new creator, which I've only had this podcast for since since like the end of 2020, so
Okay.
not even 2 years, but as a new beginning creator, I would always look around me for like validation, like other podcasts. And these are more established platforms. So comparing myself and my platform and my voice and my style to other people, it was very confusing in the beginning because I was trying to do stuff like this person, that person with the co-host, and this person with 3 million followers. Like, and it wasn't me.
Right.
So you're completely right when you say put on a show. Like with this series, I had no blueprint. The blueprint came from here.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to a TikToker who this name was inspired by Misunderstood series. She talked about being an underdog, and I remember typing in it's pushback season because
Mm-hmm.
I remember being that kid who was kind of bullied and not pushing back. But when she was talking, I was like, no, it's pushback season. Like that's then, this is now. So I want to
Right.
start sort of movement for those people that have felt unseen or unheard or not that confident in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Push back. So that's what
That's
I'm
it.
creating this literally from my heart. And I know it's going to lead me somewhere because my heart doesn't lead me wrong, and God doesn't lead me wrong. So
Right.
trusting in him and trusting in that process. So thank you for that because it
Yep.
really means something to someone. It means something to me even now. Continuing to grow. So yeah, was there anything else that you wanted to add or say?
Um, no, I think that's it. I mean, I don't know if I can cuss on here or
Feel free.
not,
Feel free to feel your
um,
feelings.
so one thing that I don't know, I don't really know who I heard say this first, but um I remember hearing it. I think it was like at the rodeo, like in Houston, we have like the livestock show and
Yeah.
rodeo. And I remember it was like they were like, what is it, like cattle roping or something like that, and they were on the intercom talking about some give them hell. And ever since that I've heard that, say I
Mm,
wake up in the morning and I don't want to do something, I'll be like, give them hell, cat. Like, this is, this is what you have to do, give them hell, because at the end of the day, like I said, somebody's watching. Somebody gonna feel you. Somebody gonna see you. Somebody gonna come in contact with you. And so the one thing that I like to tell myself in the morning is give them hell. Like, I wake up every morning to make a difference, whether that be for myself, whether that be for somebody else, and not give them hell in a sense that it's like make their life miserable or nothing like that. No, just make your impact known, make your impact heard, make your voice heard, and make it do what it do. And the devil, they say, I mean, in the devil, in the church, they say, wake up in the morning and put your feet on the ground, make the devil say, oh, hell, here she go. Because they like everything that I do, like I said, is led by the Lord and how I move or whatever. So much so that the devil be upset when I wake up because he know it's a wrap. It ain't no trick, no nothing he could pull on me to be like, oh, I got her, I got her. No, because I'm being led by the most powerful man that is known, So that's like kind of the things that keep me going because I'm a human too. Like, some days I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like,
that part.
please leave me alone. Like, I don't want to do nothing, but I have to motivate myself. Give them hell. Just do what you're supposed to do. And one thing that I feel like people misunderstand about each other or even themselves is like, when I say put on a show, that doesn't necessarily mean like you have to be all glitz, all glamour and perfect. Nothing. You don't even have to be that. Simply being yourself and being who you are from the depths of your spirit, that's enough. Because what people have to realize is you within yourself, you have something that other people want. And
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes that thing that you have that they want is peace. This world
Mm-hmm.
is so like, it's just a
Uncertain.
lot. Right. It's a lot going on in the world. And so a lot of people don't have peace. And when you have peace with yourself and knowing you are who you are and there is no changing that, yeah, let them feel that, because that's the one thing that you have that they probably don't even know where to begin to look for.
That's right. Peace is such a rare commodity.
It is.
You got to protect it at all costs.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my little tidbit.
Love it. Love it. Love it. I don't even want to end the conversation.
Well, if you have more questions, feel free. Shoot away.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I'm just looking behind you at all these clothes on this rack. Are you
Mm-hmm.
giving me like fashion week? Like, what's the vibes? Like, what is your
So,
style?
aside from being a dancer, well, I don't know if you were aware of this, but I was going to school for criminal justice.
Yes, yes.
So most recently, I got a job with the federal government, so I'm a probation officer. But I don't believe in being one of those like what is like the norm of a probation officer? They wear black, they wear white, they go to work. No,
Right.
I'm a colorful probation officer. Okay, we're gonna wear all the colors on this rack, and we're gonna be cute. And okay, we're gonna make a statement. And people when they think of corporate, oh, it's not really a corporate job, but when they think of jobs within that field, they think, oh, black and white, gray and navy blue.
Yeah.
Mm, that's not my thing. Okay, you see this? This is a suit jacket. This is pink. Okay, I will wear a pink suit if I need to. Just it I like to liven up the room
Yeah.
with not just my spirit, but with my clothes as well.
Who are some of your, and like before I mention this, is like there's a show that's coming out with Niecy Nash called FBI or something.
The
And
FBI or the
yeah,
feds or something.
yeah, when you said that, I thought of her character because when they showed the preview for it, I just saw like she she can dress, right?
hmm
And like she has on the uniform, but in my mind I'm like, do FBI agents really dress like that? Can they really like show off their style? But I like that they had her stand out in her own personal style. So it's cool that you are showing off some of your own fashion personality in a space that is very like black, white, beige, blue, green,
Gray.
gray. That is really cool, and I hope you keep doing that.
I
So,
definitely plan to. I like to I don't think black is necessarily a color that I like to wear all the time, even though I got on black now. But it's not a color that I would like to wear all the time for
mhm.
the simple fact that I truly believe that like what you wear kind of coincides with your attitude. Like, if y'all want me to be mean all day, let me wear black every day. I will probably eventually get there.
Mhm.
But like when you wear colorful clothing and stuff like that, it's kind of almost impossible to feel sad because you'll be like, dang, anytime well, I don't know about everybody else, but anytime I pass by a mirror and I got on a bomb outfit, what is mad? I don't know. Because
what
I'll be like, oh, girl, she cute.
what's your favorite color?
My favorite colors are yellow and orange.
Mine is yellow, and I was wearing a bright yellow jacket yesterday. And mind you, I have my favorite color is yellow, but I have little to none yellow clothes. So when I wore that jacket yesterday, it's still kind of cool weather vibes. But when I wore it, I felt like a different vibe.
Yes.
It matched.
You definitely feel happier.
Yeah, it matched my internal frequency. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love that. My other question was, who is your favorite celebrity, or like what celebrities do you kind of look up to?
Um, that's kind of tough because I don't really look up to celebrities. I'm definitely one of those people, or one of those people that like separate celebrities from their life
Mm.
because, like you could ask anybody, and they'll tell you that Beyonce is my favorite person, like my favorite celebrity. However, I don't look up to Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
Like Beyonce is a great example of what hard work and dedication and love for your craft looks like.
Mm-hmm.
But I know deep in my soul, I would be probably shooting myself in the foot trying to do what she do in 24 hours. Because I don't think Beyonce and I have the same 24 hours. There's no way that we and her have the same 24 hours. Um, so I admire her, as a celebrity and how she moves and stuff like that. But as far as like looking at her and being like, oh my God, I want to be just like Beyonce, like, yeah,
I think admire is probably more of a key word, than like look up to, because it puts that person on a pedestal, which
right,
definitely don't believe in doing that to people. Like my mom is such a great example for me of someone who treats people like the same person. When I was in DC, because I went to DC for grad school at the George Washington University,
mm-hmm,
um, this professor's wife had passed, and she was on TV and the big broadcast person. And we went to the National Press Club, and when we got there, because they had invited the university to come, my mom was visiting me, so she's like, "Oh, let's go," and I was like, "No,
mm-hmm,
I don't want to meet people." And she dragged me over there, and we see like Jake Tapper down in Brazil, all these different like people we watch on the news, because my family is very news oriented. We like to keep up with the current events and whatnot. And I kid you not, this woman sees Jake Tapper talking to someone, right? The CNN man. She taps
mm-hmm.
his shoulder, like, "Hey, Jake." He turns around. He's like, oh, hi. He didn't know us, but the way she talked to him, like she had known him for 20 years. Like, hey, Jake, what's going on? This is my daughter, Victoria. She goes to GW. And I'm just like, know who this man is? And like when we walked out of there and left, and she was like, wasn't that so fun? And just the way people like took up with her and her personality, I was just like, man, like that, she made that look easy.
Mm.
People I feel like have that sort of inner charisma um to work a room, and I feel like you are one of those people, and that's something that I have definitely gotten better at since being in school and talking to people. Even doing the series has gotten me out of my comfort zone because I've talked so far to people that I would not have otherwise talked to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the longest I think we've literally talked. So, literally
Right.
having this conversation with you, looking back, I would have been like, dang, how come we didn't do this before?
Right. I feel like before, girl, we was on a mission, okay? You had stuff to do, I had stuff to do. It was always something for us to do. And we would,
Get that degree.
thankfully, though, right, right. I needed that because that was stressing me out all on its own. But I feel like, um, because we met in the diversity council room.
Yeah, ma'am.
So I feel like we were always trying to do something, but our time together definitely was cool because I like to watch you do your thing because you was really you used to really be running the room, and I know you don't feel like you were, but you definitely did.
I was about to say, can we talk about that for a minute?
Go ahead.
In terms of leadership, I think for me, I I didn't know what it meant to be a leader. I thought, it was just a title and then, stuff comes easy. But realistically, being a leader is so much, it's like you
It's a
have,
job.
it's a lot, and you having to understand other people's energy and make time. Know that other people, they have energy and time and resources that you have to be cognizant of too, because people are people,
Hmm.
just you. And a lot of people don't understand that and don't understand how difficult leadership is. I know I was just a student leader, but I can only imagine in real life situations, being a politician, being a CEO. It's not all about you. Other people's
Right.
lives and feelings, um, that you have to be careful with. So it was a great experience. I'm so grateful for Diversity Council. Shout out to DC.
Right. Right.
But it taught me how to be a better person overall, how to talk to people, how to communicate interpersonally. So, and that's something that I actually want to keep learning. Maybe go back to school for, because there are programs on like interpersonal communication, international communication. That's a different story. So yeah, that was a great experience, and I'm grateful I got to meet you and that you were super
Yes.
involved and high energy, and I was like, oh yes, yes. So
Ideas, ideas from little people, I feel like always come across that way, but I just don't know how to contain my excitement. Like I'm already small and I be loud and it just be a lot, but it'd be okay.
it was so necessary too. Like when you have people full of ideas, that's inspirational. Because
Thank you.
you want to be around people who have something to say. Those are the kind of
Right.
people looking back like, yeah, they had something to say. I want to hear more from them. Um,
My pastor, when he preached this sermon a long time ago, but it stuck with me, and it was like, surround yourself with winners. The conversation is different. So I've always kind of kept that in my back. Like, surround yourself with people who either have the same mentality as you or have already surpassed your mentality so that you can have a conversation of either how to continue on the path that you're on or how to get to where you want to be.
mhm,
And if you surround yourself with people who are not matching your energy or matching your interest or matching like your I guess your common ground, then you will allow yourself to kind of fall by the wayside because you're not with people that push you to do better.
mhm, mhm. And when you know better, you do better.
That part.
And
And you would think that a lot of adults have that, but I don't know. I don't know what class they missed, but they need to go back and take that one.
Yes, ma'am. And literally it's something I think about all the time is like if I know I can do better, even with this project that I'm working on, if I know I can do better with marketing, then I can do
Mhm.
better. If I know I can promote this to another group of young people or on my LinkedIn or on a different platform, then let me do that because I know
Right.
that it might be necessary in that area. So, yeah, my battery is about to die and I don't want this
Oh no.
in. But I'm gonna have to wrap it up, and I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course.
Really, truly appreciate your time. And if people want to follow you, how can they keep up with you?
I'll get back to you on that because, as I mentioned, I have other obligations, so all of my social medias have kind of ceased in a sense. Don't really add people, but I am working on something. So as soon as that takes off, I got you.
Let me know. Let me know. I'm
I will.
happy to promote anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.